On this vote, the yeas are 49, the nays are 50.
A $118 billion bipartisan package to bolster border security was officially blocked by Senate Republicans on Wednesday. The deal, which took months to negotiate, would not have just tightened immigration laws, but also would have helped Ukraine fight a Russian invasion and bolster Israel in its war with Hamas. But aid for the latter two still have a chance to be approved separately.
3 weeks ago, everyone wanted to solve the border crisis. Yesterday, no one did.
For months, Republicans have insisted that any additional aid to the two U.S. allies must also address the high numbers of migrants arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border, a top voter concern. But many Republicans promptly rejected the package when it was released on Sunday, even though it contained many of their priorities. Only 4 of the Senate's 49 Republicans voted for the bill Wednesday. Former President Donald Trump has pressured Republican lawmakers to reject any compromise, as he campaigns to defeat Democratic President Joe Biden in the November election. Concerns over immigration have become a top issue in this year's election campaign, and Biden on Tuesday blamed Trump for the deal's collapse.
So for the last 24 hours, he's done nothing, I'm told, but reach out to Republicans in the House and the Senate and threaten them and try to intimidate them to vote against this proposal. And it looks like they're caving. Frankly, they owe it to the American people to show some spine and do what they know to be right.
The bill's defeat still leaves open the possibility that Congress could provide much-needed aid to Ukraine and Israel, with the Senate set to vote on a $96 billion package that strips out the immigration provisions but leaves the foreign aid intact. But that aid package would face uncertain prospects in the House of Representatives, as Republicans who control that chamber have balked at further support for Ukraine.
On this vote, the yeas are 49, the nays are 50. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn not having voted in the affirmative. The motion is not agreed to.
Madam President,
The Majority Leader.
I move to reconsider the vote whereby cloture was not invoked on the motion to proceed to H.R. 815, and I ask for the yeas and nays.
Is there a sufficient second? There appears to be. The clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Baldwin.
Aye.
Republicans went from "we demand border policy changes" to "no policy is needed." They went from "we need time to look at this bill" to "dead on arrival in less than 24 hours." They went from "the border is a crisis right now" to "it can wait till November," in the blink of an eye, and will not support the bipartisan policy nor the bipartisan funding. What changed? What changed? Well, Donald Trump ordered Republicans to kill the bipartisan border deal. Trump has not been subtle. He has literally said, "Please blame it on me if this deal goes down in flames," and there's no action on the border. And Madam President, we're going to see today just how many Republicans fall in line, and it may well be most of them.
These are detailed, complex negotiations that have been taking place for months now. And the Majority Leader won't even give the Senate and senators time to digest it and understand it. I think that tells you all you need to know about his motives. This is all about partisan political attacks and posturing leading up to the November 2024 election.
In fact, I had a popular commentator 4 weeks ago that I talked to that told me flat out, before they knew any of the contents of the bill, nothing was out at that point, that told me flat out, if you try to move a bill that solves the border crisis during this presidential year, I will do whatever I can to destroy you, because I do not want you to solve this during the presidential election. By the way, they have been faithful to their promise and have done everything they can to destroy me in the past several weeks.
If there's one other person besides Donald Trump who is rooting for chaos in the Senate, it is Vladimir Putin. If we fail in this moment, if we abandon our friends in Ukraine to Vladimir Putin, History will cast a shameful and permanent shadow on senators who block funding. It is a matter of the highest national urgency that we get this right.
President.
But even in the face of serious threats for large portions of modern history, the United States has dictated the terms of engagement. For decades, the world's foremost superpower has been the one doing the deterrent. Not anymore. It's no longer a settled question that America will meet aggression with overwhelming force, or even that we'll back our allies 100%.